Hey, hi. Today let me continue from my yesterday's video. So let me do a recap of what we learned yesterday, or what we learned in our previous video. So in our previous video, talk about chapter 2, quadratic equation, quadratic equations. Okay. So we talk about how we can use factorization methods to solve our quadratic equations. And today I'm going to teach how we can actually make use of the second method, which is a graphical method to solve uh, a quadratic equation. So, okay, let's recap. What is a quadratic equation? What is a quadratic equation? So, quadratic equation has these two features. Okay, feature number one, the highest power of the equation is 2. Okay, then of course you should see an equal sign. Okay, therefore if it has these two features, and then is a quadratic equation. Okay, one example of a quadratic equation is x square minus x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, so number one, you look at this, the highest power is for this equation is 2, so it meets the first feature, and it has an equal sign here, so therefore it meets the second feature. So therefore this is a quadratic equation. Okay, so let me just make use of this quadratic equation to explain to you how we can actually use graphical method to solve this quadratic equation. Okay, and by the way, you should notice a small difference here. Okay, the background of this paper is actually in grid. Okay, you can see these small squares, right? So I'm making use of uh, this background so that I can actually use to draw my curve later. Okay, so without further ado, let me start with a graphical method to solve this equation. X squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So let me erase some of the stuff so that I have plenty of space for myself to solve graphically. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to draw your x and y axis. Okay, so let me just make this as my origin. Okay, and this will be my 1, which is the positive side of your x-axis. Okay, so let's assume this is your x-axis, and then let's do for your negative part of your x-axis. Okay, so that's it. So now let me go for my y-axis. So let's pick this as your 2, 4, 6. Okay, that's the positive part of the y-axis. So let me write down the negative part of the y-axis. Negative 4, 6. Okay, that's about it. I think these are the the the, you call it, you have labeled the scales for both your x and y axis. So now let me move on to in order to plot this curve out, what you need to do is you need a table of both x and y values. Okay, so let's start off with when x equals to minus 3. So let's figure out what's your y. So when x equals to minus 3, you sub your minus 3 into this equation. Okay, you sub your minus 3 into this equation. So what do you get? So you will get minus 3 square minus 3 minus 2, and you will get over here is 9 minus minus is plus, so you will get what? You will get 10, right? Okay, so when your x equals to minus 3, your y is 10. Okay, so over here looks like yes, I have enough space here. So minus 3 and 10. So let me plot my first point, which is minus 3 here, and my 10. Where's my 10? 10 is here. So it's somewhere here. Yes, so this is my minus 3 and 10. Okay, now let's move on. Let's plot some more points. So when your x is equal to minus 2, so you replace your minus 3 here to minus 2, minus 2. And what do you get? You get 4 here, and you have plus 2 here. So you will end up with 4, right? Okay, you will end up with 4. Okay, so yes, you will end up with 4. So 4 here. So when you have minus 2 and then you have 4, so actually plot the point here, right? Okay, now let's go on. When you have 0, you might not need to have like, okay, you can actually choose to have a minus 1 for your x and see what do you get for your y. Okay, so let's replace minus 1. So minus 1 square is 1. So you have plus 1 minus 2. So you are supposed to get 0, right? Okay, so you're supposed to get 0. So it's minus 1. So it's here, right? So now, so when it's 0, so it's 0, so you replace with 0, replace with 0, so you end up with negative 2. Okay, so you have negative 2, which is here. Okay, and then of course you need to plot your positive side of the x-axis. So when it's 1, you just key in your 1, in your 1, you're supposed to get minus 2. Alright, let's clean it up. If so, let me sub in my 1, 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0, so you end up with minus 2. Yes, so 1 is minus 2, so 1 is minus 2. Okay, next, so you sub in your 2, so you sub in your 2, and then your 2, so you get 0. Okay, you get 0, back to here. Okay, so sub in your 3, sub in your 3, sub in your 3, so 9 minus 3 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4, so you get 4. So 3 and 4, which is here. Okay, so you have plot all the points with this table of x and y values. So what you need to do now is try to link it up. But before I do that, let me change the color to, let me change all this red color so that I can see it distinctively. Okay, so what you need to do now is you are going to link it up. Okay, so it's pretty hard to link it up manually, meaning using your free hand. So let me try my best. So to link it up with a shape of curve. Okay, so to link up side as well. And you should get this. Okay, so please bear with me. Okay, it's really hard. I can understand that it's really hard to sketch a good curve because you are using freehand. So yeah, so this is your x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, so this is your curve. Y equals to x squared minus x minus 2. So that's how you draw your curve. Okay, and by the way, the first step is of course, that one is of course to draw your x and y axis and label your x and y axis. And your step 2 is to establish a table of both x and y values. Okay, ultimately step 3 will be link up all these points, okay, and label your curve. Oh, by the way, I realize I have forgotten to link up this point as well. Okay, so yes, so this is the way you use to sketch your this y equal to x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, so now then how we can make use of this to solve, because we want to solve, right? We want to solve this equation, right? Then how can we solve this equation? So the way to do it is you look at the intersection points with the x-axis. Okay, so you have your this point, okay, which is -1 and 0, and you look at your this point, which is 2 and 0. So by the way, these two are the solutions to your this quadratic equation. Okay, so sometimes they call it solutions, sometimes they call it the roots, okay, to the equation. Okay, they mean the same thing, both solutions and roots. Okay, so the solutions or the roots to the equations is these two. Okay, okay, so therefore with this, to solve this, you realize your x is equal to -1, which is given by this. Okay, and then the next x is 4, x equal to 2, which is given by this. Okay, okay, so I hope you can appreciate how you can actually make use of this graphical method, although it might not be very accurate, okay, but it should be good enough, okay, for you to figure out this quadratic equation graphically. Okay, the key is to look at the x intersection points, the x in a intersection point. Okay, so when you hear x intersection points, okay, solutions and roots, right? Okay, they mean the same thing. Okay, so that's how you get your this quadratic equations solved using graphical method. Okay, so before I end this video, I would like to share with you a software which can help you. It's called the Graphmatical here, so you can actually make use of this to help you solve your this quadratic equations more accurately. So let me key in the equation into it. So it's y equals to x to the power of 2 minus x minus 2. And by the way, when you key in your x square, right? So please note, x square, you are supposed to use this. Okay, you are supposed to use this to key in your x square. Okay, so now just press enter. Yep. So you get this. Okay, you will get this curve. And what you can do is you can actually try to zoom into it. Okay, because you want to look at this portion, right? So now just look at it. You can point. Can you see this cursor? Just point to the point that, so you can see that this point is your, or rather, let me see, is there a better way to find find this particular point? Okay, it seems like there is no, but actually you can actually make use of this points table. Can you see the point tables here? So when your y is equal to 0, can you see? When your y is equal to 0, your this point is x is equal to -1, which is here. Okay, okay. And another point, another x intersection point is here. Okay, so uh so these are the 2 points. So if I'm going to grab this out, right? You can actually see. Let me see. So if you grab this out, and what you can do is you can actually see this, right? You can actually see that this point and this point are the solutions or roots or x intersection point. intersection points. Okay, they mean the same thing. Okay, so over here, if you read your this plot point table here, you should notice that when your x is equal to -1, your y is equal to 0, which refers to this. Okay, and then another x intersection point is this point 2 and 0. Okay, if you make use of this Graphical, okay, you can actually identify your these solutions or roots or x intersection points very quickly. Okay, so this is one very good software for you to play with, so that you can play with any graph you want. Okay, any quadratic equation graph using this software. Okay, so yep, I've shared with you how you can draw it manually, plus how you can also make use of this Graphical to draw your quadratic equation. So um, I hope you get a good understanding of how to solve quadratic equation graphically. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching my video. Yeah, thank you once again. Bye.